Welcome to All Inspired. Today we are jumping straight into this video tackling organizing my kitchen. I am starting with the most frustrating space in my kitchen right now. I love our pots and pans that we have, but unfortunately this organizer was not suited for this cabinet. As you can see, it kept coming apart and it didn't hold all the pots and the lids, and so this setup was not working. So we went ahead and ordered a new organizer online, and these are renter friendly. It's installed with adhesive rather than screwing it into place. So if you don't want to damage your cabinets or anything like that, you can just go ahead and stick it in, and then it has the adjustable little things. The Having this come outward is so much more beneficial than having it in the other way that we had it. This just works so much easier for us. We can put all the pots and pans, the small ones up front, have all the big ones in the back, and it just keeps it nice and organized. We didn't have enough space to have all of the lids, so you'll see in a little bit we went ahead and just install lid holders along the back wall and put the two smaller lids on the doors just to make it nice and convenient. It makes it to where when we come in here and we're ready to cook, we can easily grab all of our items. This was one of the things that every time you went to cook, you had to fight with all the things down here, and it just made it more challenging. Having something installed like this where everything is upright and organized, and then everybody knows where to put the items back, it just makes it so much better, so much more beneficial, and it works out really well for us. That's what we were trying to accomplish with the old organizer, but unfortunately the way that it was set up, I think it's more for like a compact space, maybe for an apartment or an RV or something, and these ones are built for actually standard size cabinetry because it has much more space. And you'll see we're going to put another one on the other side as well, so that we have two on each side just to make it easier. Plus, I do love the fact that we went ahead and went with the white, since we did decide when we painted our cabinets to paint the inside, and so I love the white versus the black. Not that it really mattered that much, but I do think the white matches so much better, and it's just so much more of an organized space. So I'll leave those linked below if you guys are interested.
Wasn't I meant to lie in your arms here for a while? I'm alive and I take you in. I've been falling, calling. When I reach out, you will hold on. Was it a rainbow falling? Was it a rainbow falling? When I touch you, it will break through. Was it a rainbow falling? Was it a rainbow falling? Oh, was it a rainbow falling? Oh, was it a rainbow? Here am I, meant to find a little peace of mind.
I'm going to jump in here and make sure I get all of these organized. I have these two little shelves here, and I feel like they work so well for my spices. I can pull them out and see everything organized really well. And so I like to keep all of the stuff that I use all the time filled up on this first pull out shelf, and on the second one over there I put all the overflow items. So I'm just lining all my stuff up and making sure I have all the stuff that I use the most over here organized, and then putting all the extras in the bag. Me personally, I on some projects will pull all of the items out of the space and then completely reorganize it. However, I find it to be really beneficial just to keep up on the organizing, make sure that every so often things get put out of place, and I just like to keep them nice and organized. I also try to set up systems that will just work easier for me. And so like these winter glasses, like they come out, I bring them out right after Thanksgiving, and then I keep them out until the spring. There's a little winter scene on them. I used to go pack them in with all my winter stuff. However, I have this shelf up here and it only had one glass dish in it, and so I'm just going to take all my winter items and put them up here. That way, each season when I go to switch them, it'll be much easier. Now I have all of my like summer glasses and my beautiful blue wine glasses up top, and those are more like what I use during the summertime, and so I'm going to grab those and I'm going to pull those down below just to make it a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about wrapping them up and putting them in a bin or anything like that. Just switching them from the seasons when I use them a lot to the seasons when I don't use them a lot, and then I just put them up top. I bought those at I think I got them at Walmart. I can't remember, but I've got them a while ago. I thought they were so beautiful, and we love to drink tea or water or anything out of them. The kids grab them all the time. They think they're fancy. But now that I've gotten all of my winter cups out, I want to go ahead and fill back up my coffee station over here. And so I just put all my mugs back in there so that we're ready to go. And we have plenty of mugs when we're making coffee. As you can see, my pantry is a complete mess, and this often happens. We have really deep shelves, so unfortunately I do have to do a lot of shifting around. This is just a weekly thing that I just have to make sure I make time for. I keep all the backup items in the back, and then up front I keep all of the stuff that we typically grab and take with us and go, and all the things that we need. But up front we'll have like our sugars and our pastas and our snacks and everything like that, and then the kids' lunch bins and any overstock I just keep back below. But there's oftentimes we're all grabbing stuff out of here, we don't have a lot of time or we're in a rush or whatever, and we just kind of toss it back in here. So just keeping it maintained. I am well aware of the fact that this is just not going to be a Pinterest pantry, and that's perfectly okay as long as it's functioning. I like to keep little bins in here and little canisters and little things so that we all know what we have and what we're low on, but it's not going to look absolutely perfect. I just need it to function. Here's a quick little before and after of the pantry. It's nothing perfect, but it works. It's functional and everything's in its place, and we can see all the things that we need up front. I really need to put some labels on those because they could definitely use some prettier labels than what I have on there, but it works for now. It's nice and clean and fresh, and now I need to go ahead and get in this refrigerator and get it looking the same. We've gone to the grocery store and we have it stocked up, but I need to get it more organized. I wasn't the one to put these all the way, and so it just kind of got put in here, which is fine. But I need to get all of the items that need to be thrown out of here, and get all of the items that need to be eaten quickly up front so everyone can see them and we can make sure that we eat those first, and just get it a nice little tidy up. And then the drawer down below is definitely in some need of some tidying up and cleaning, and then I'm going to do some prep. I'll show you guys how I make it a little bit easier on myself each week, just to go ahead and get some stuff done ahead of time that I can, just prepping up some fruits and vegetables. And then I do a yummy little pasta salad at the end that is super easy. All you have to do is bake the pasta, throw all the ingredients together, and it's really tasty. But first, I'm going to go ahead and throw in dinner. I like to make on a long day when I have a lot of items I need to do. I like to just go ahead and throw something in the crock pot, and this is one of those days it's just easier. And because it's still quite chilly outside, it's not really grilling season yet, I like to take my pork sticks and just go ahead and throw them in the crock pot. They end up being so tender and delicious, and they cook really well, and it's something you can put in the morning, and then it'll be ready by dinner time. So I'm just gonna do it all very simple. I hate doing dishes. It's one of my least favorite chores, so it's so much easier if I can just make this as simple as possible. So I just grab my pork steaks, throw them in the crock pot, put some seasoning on them, and then you'll see soon I put some barbecue sauce on top, and then kind of mix it around so that everything's evenly coated, and then just go ahead and throw the lid on and let this cook while I'm getting all the other items done that I need. I just put very simple seasonings in there. I'm doing some pepper, some garlic salt, and some onion powder, just very simple. I'm also going to put the barbecue sauce in there, which has loads of flavor in it, and so that has a huge impact as well.
And I'm falling, calling. When I reach out, you hold on. Was it a rainbow falling? Was it a rainbow falling? When I touch you, it will break through. Was it a rainbow falling? Was it a rainbow falling? I've been falling and I've been calling. Oh, was it a rainbow falling?
Now that I got dinner ready in the crock pot, I'm going to tackle this refrigerator. I'm grabbing out all of the meat that I have bought, and I'm going to check all the dates to make sure I know when each of them are going to go bad. I'm actually going to take these out to the refrigerator in the garage, but now I know specific things like the hamburger needs to be cooked tomorrow, and then Sunday I need to do the chicken, and then the next day I'll make the pork tenderloin. Or I can do it someday next week. But it's just easier to look at the dates so then I know what needs to be used up first, and then I'll run those out to the outside fridge. And now I know I already have a game plan for what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to come in here and make sure that I get anything that I know isn't going to be eaten. There's like one muffin in here that's still dried out, and then some other things that didn't get eaten. That's a breakfast burrito. I like to prep those up. I'll show you guys a video of those too. They're really simple and easy, but unfortunately what I usually would do is, if the burrito's 5 days old, I would just freeze it because they can stay in the refrigerator for 5 days, but then after that you go ahead and freeze them and they'll last significantly longer. That one got shoved to the back. I didn't realize it was back there, so that's really what I like to rotate the items. That one was bad, so I was going to have to throw it out, but if I would have been paying more attention last week or rotated the items, I would have made sure that was up front so that at least I would have known to freeze it. So it's just always good just to keep a nice tidy refrigerator. Sometimes I fall off just like everyone because it's a lot, but I try to keep it as organized as possible, and I try to keep healthy, good snacks on hand, ready to go. Some of the berries and stuff don't always do as well, but as much as I can, I like to keep it all prepped up. So I'm going to get this drawer nice and cleaned up so I can have lots of good snacks available in here for the kids to grab and just take. That way they're more likely to do it if it's already prepped and ready to go. And with spring break coming up, we have lunches and all that good stuff, and they can come in here and make a full nutritious lunch. They love fruits and vegetables and things like that, but it's just the access to it, having it all nice and prepped up, they are more likely to grab it and eat it. So I'm going to get this all cleaned out, and then I'm going to start making sure that I get all my vegetables and stuff prepped. The berries I'm just going to put back in here, and we have older kids and they know to rinse off all the fruit, and so they do a really good job at doing that themselves. And I have noticed that when I wash them and then put them in the refrigerator, they tend to not last as long, and it just makes it simpler just to have those in their bins ready to go for the kids to be able to wash off when they're ready, rather than just putting them in a container just for them to become like almost soggy and mushy. So let me get this all nice and cleaned up, and then I'll show you how I prep all my fruits and vegetables.
Gonna stay in this moment. Gonna lay here on the grass. I don't need to
I'm a firm believer in the fact that if I'm going to get in my kitchen and make a mess, I might as well do as much as I possibly can. So I'm going in with these carrots and I'm going to get them nice and peeled and cleaned and cut up. Our children love the big carrots so much more than the baby carrots. It is much more convenient that they're already prepped and ready to go. However, they actually said that these taste better. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that there's any difference between the baby carrots and the large carrots? I'm just going to go with what they say. It doesn't take very long to prep these up, and you get a lot more for your money when you buy the big carrots and just cut them down to size. So this makes it easy to fit into their lunch pails, and it just makes it easy to fit in my bin so that I can get them back in the refrigerator. They typically love to eat carrots, and they don't tend to go bad when they're already pre-washed and put back in the refrigerator. So I'm going to go ahead and get them all nice and cleaned up, and then I am going to get them cut and put into a container so that they are ready to go in the refrigerator.
Is I know I'm coming back. Oh, oh. Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why I'm always feeling homesick. Oh, all I know, all I know, all I know is this is where my heart is. Oh, I've seen many places where the beauty never ends.
Almost everyone in our house loves cucumbers. Plus, I'm going to use some of these for my pasta salad. If I had several cucumbers, I would probably just go ahead and prep one of them and leave the other ones in the package. I often will do that with items that I know, like we have a really busy weekend ahead. I might go ahead and prep up some strawberries and blueberries and things like that, but just a smaller amount so that way they don't end up going bad. And if it's only for a few days, we'll eat them in the next, Saturday and Sunday. So if I need to prep because I have a long weekend ahead or something, I will go ahead and do that. Or even like with Easter coming up, I'm going to do a charcuterie board. So I'll make sure that I wash and put all my fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator. And then that way, the next morning, because we have everyone coming over at noon, I will have everything ready, prepped to go. I can just pull it all out and then set it up on my charcuterie board. Knowing that you're going to use it the next day or within the next few days is perfectly fine to go ahead and prep, but I wouldn't prep it long term for like the whole entire week, because usually by the end of the week, it may be a little bit soggy, or at least that's the experience that I've had. Now I'm going in with some bell peppers. These go like crazy in our house. I just know what's going to be eaten super quickly and what we kind of have to pull back on. We also have a blended family in our home. So the girls, it's week on, week off. So they aren't always here. And so I know to shop lighter on the weeks that they're not here. These bell peppers, they're going to be here all week long. And they're going to be on spring break. So these are going to go like hotcakes. So I know I might as well just go ahead and get them all prepped and ready to go. And that way the kids can just come in here and grab them. I can pair them up with anything that they want for lunch. Our kids are unusual in the sense that they love raw fruits and vegetables. It does make my life easier because instead of coming in here to grab a bag of chips, they will absolutely grab bell peppers and eat them. And then my daughter likes to take bell peppers and mix it with cream cheese and Takis. Have you guys ever heard of this? This is like a TikTok thing, I guess. You sometimes they'll buy the smaller ones, they'll fill it with cream cheese, and then they'll put Takis on top, and that's how they eat it. My daughter doesn't really care. She just likes all the flavors together. So she'll make herself a little dip and eat it like that. To each their own. It's not my favorite, but I do love bell peppers. They are delicious. Now I went ahead and grabbed my pasta. I'm going to let that cool. I rinsed it off in some cool water, and I'm just going to set it to the side and let that cool off. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to chop up all the stuff that I want. You really can't go wrong with a pasta salad. You can put whatever you want in there. I love cucumbers. I love red onions. I also am a huge fan of black olives. Not everyone does. If you don't like them, you can omit them. My husband absolutely hates them, but I think they're divine. And so I go ahead and put them in my pasta salad. My husband isn't a big fan of pasta. He's not going to eat this. So I don't have to worry about the fact that he hates the black olives, because this is more of a dish for myself, my daughter, and our oldest. We all love this. And so we'll eat this as like a snack, or as a side dish, or part of our lunch, whatever we feel like doing. My daughter will eat it for snack all day long, but I'm just putting in some red onions and then get those black olives. And then I do a very simple Olive Garden dressing, the Italian. It is my favorite. It just tastes so good. You could whip up a very easy Italian dressing, but I just want to make it super simple prep for the week. So I end up throwing in the pasta salad, and then I mix in that Olive Garden dressing, and then I put this in the refrigerator to chill, and we can eat this at any time. It's ready to go, and it's so delicious. Here is a look at that pasta. I just have all those fresh flavors in there with that dressing, and you can always go ahead and put some extra dressing on top if it does dry out, just to spruce it up right before you serve it. Look at how delicious that looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more homemaking tips and tricks, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button.